In the heart of Springfield, a seemingly innocent afternoon takes a dark turn. Ryan, a curious boy, is playing with a colorful robot toy when he stumbles upon a hidden camera. The lens pops open, revealing a shocking secret that shatters the illusion of safety. As he rushes to show his parents, Mark and Lisa, concern washes over their faces. What have they unknowingly invited into their home? Enter Agent Clara Torres from the FBI, who arrives with a heavy weight on her shoulders. The game is no longer child's play. It's a race against time to uncover a sinister network lurking beneath the surface. As Ryan grapples with the unsettling truth, his friendship with Mia, the brave girl next door, becomes their lifeline. Together, they embark on a quest not just for answers, but for the safety of every child in their community. But who can they trust? With the lines between friend and foe blurring, secrets unravel, revealing that danger often wears a friendly face. As the investigation deepens, Ryan and Mia's courage ignites a movement, proving that even the smallest voices can challenge the darkest shadows. Can they unveil the truth before it's too late? The stakes have never been higher. One sunny afternoon, young Ryan was playing with his favorite toy, a colorful robot that danced and sang. As he turned it over, he noticed something unusual, an odd little lens peeking out from a seam. Curiosity piqued. He inspected it further and discovered it was a hidden camera. Ryan's heart raced. What was it doing there? Who had put it there? His innocent playtime had suddenly turned into a puzzling mystery. He felt a mix of excitement and fear, knowing that something wasn't right. When Ryan rushed to tell his parents, Mark and Lisa, their expressions shifted from confusion to alarm in an instant. They quickly realized the seriousness of the situation and knew they had to take immediate action. Without wasting a moment, they contacted the local authorities. The news spread quickly, and soon the FBI was involved. Their lead investigator, Agent Clara Torres, was assigned to the case. This was no ordinary incident. It now had the potential to be something much larger, and the family's safety was at stake. As the investigation began, the focus turned to Mr. Thompson, a family friend who had gifted the toy to Ryan. This raised eyebrows. How could someone they trusted be involved in something so sinister? The FBI began digging into Mr. Thompson's background, searching for any connections that could explain how a seemingly innocent gift turned into a potential threat. Mark and Lisa felt a twinge of betrayal, wondering how well they really knew their friend. Meanwhile, Ryan remained anxious, torn between feeling safe at home and the growing fear of what the investigation might uncover. In the midst of this turmoil, Agent Clara took the time to connect with Ryan. She visited his school and had a frank conversation with him about safety and the importance of being aware of one's surroundings. Ryan felt a flicker of hope as Clara listened to him, making him feel valued and understood. Their interaction went beyond mere investigation. It was an emotional bond that gave Ryan a sense of security amidst the chaos. Clara's empathy reassured him that he wasn't alone in this unsettling situation. As days passed, the investigation unfolded rapidly. Clara and her team worked tirelessly, piecing together clues that could lead them to the truth behind the hidden camera. Every new lead brought them closer to understanding Mr. Thompson's role in this complicated web of deceit. Meanwhile, Ryan grappled with the emotional weight of the situation, feeling a mix of confusion and determination. Little did he know, this was just the beginning of a larger story that would test not only his bravery, but also the bonds of trust within his own family and community. Ryan and Mia had always been the best of friends, but the discovery of the hidden camera in Ryan's toy brought them even closer. Both children were filled with curiosity and a touch of fear, and they decided to tackle this mystery side by side. Mia, known for her fearless nature, suggested they start investigating their toy collection for anything else that seemed out of the ordinary. With Ryan's analytical mind and Mia's adventurous spirit, the duo was ready to face whatever surprises lay ahead. As they rummaged through their toys, they shared stories and theories about what could be going on. Mia insisted that they should take notes, while Ryan thought it would be more fun to create a secret code for their findings. The laughter and excitement of their little project made them forget the initial dread caused by the hidden camera. They felt a sense of empowerment, knowing they were taking control of their situation rather than letting it control them. The bond they forged through this shared mission made them feel like detectives on a grand adventure. While investigating, they stumbled upon various toys that seemed suspicious, some with strange wires, and others that just felt off. They discussed each find in detail, debating the merits of keeping or disposing of their toys. Mia brought in her own toys for inspection, and together they created a suspect list. This not only fueled their investigation, but also deepened their friendship, as they realized the importance of looking out for one another. In this process, they learned valuable lessons about trust, caution, and teamwork. Their exploration didn't go unnoticed. Other children at school began to take interest in their findings, and soon Ryan and Mia became the unofficial toy inspectors of their neighborhood. Kids gravitated toward them, eager to share their own stories about odd toys. This camaraderie made them feel like they were part of something bigger, a community united against potential dangers lurking in their playthings. The initial fear transformed into a sense of responsibility, and they were determined to ensure that their friends were safe. Through their friendship and investigative spirit, Ryan and Mia not only grew closer, but also became advocates for toy safety among their peers. They learned to communicate effectively, share their thoughts, and support one another in their quest for truth. This partnership would prove to be invaluable as they continued to unravel the mystery that had begun with a single hidden camera. Fueled by their discoveries, Ryan and Mia decided that their newfound knowledge about suspicious toys needed to be shared with their classmates. They approached their teacher, Mrs. Johnson, with the idea of starting a campaign to raise awareness about the potential dangers of strange toys. Mrs. Johnson was impressed by their initiative and offered her full support. Together, they brainstormed ways to effectively communicate their message to the school. The duo worked tirelessly to create posters that illustrated the risks associated with unfamiliar toys. They designed colorful graphics and catchy slogans that spoke directly to the hearts of their peers. "If it feels wrong, don't play along," became their rallying cry. The excitement in their eyes was infectious, and soon other students wanted to join the movement. Ryan and Mia organized a series of assemblies where they could present their findings and encourage discussions about toy safety. During these assemblies, Ryan shared his experience of finding the hidden camera, while Mia recounted their investigation. They encouraged fellow students to inspect their toys and report anything suspicious. The response was overwhelming. Kids were eager to participate and even brought in their toys for group inspections. The atmosphere in the school shifted as students began to take safety more seriously. All thanks to Ryan and Mia's efforts, parents were also drawn into the conversation. The school sent out newsletters highlighting the importance of toy safety, and many families took the time to reflect on their children's playthings. Ryan and Mia organized a toy safety day, where kids could bring their toys from home, and experts would help them identify any potential hazards. It became a community effort, fostering a spirit of vigilance and care. Ultimately, the campaign not only educated the students, but also strengthened the bond within the school community. Ryan and Mia felt proud, knowing they had made a difference. They had transformed their fear into action, empowering their friends and family to be aware of the potential dangers lurking in their playtime, all while reinforcing the value of teamwork and friendship. As the campaign progressed, the FBI was busy unraveling the complexities of the case that had initially shaken Ryan and Mia's world. Agent Clara Torres, leading the investigation, discovered that the hidden camera incident was just the tip of the iceberg. It soon became evident that there was an international network of trafficking that extended far beyond their local community. The realization sent shockwaves through the agency and heightened the urgency of the investigation. Clara and her team began piecing together a web of connections that linked various suppliers and distributors across multiple countries. They found that toys were being manufactured and shipped under the guise of legitimate businesses, making it incredibly difficult to trace the origins of the suspicious items. The intricacies of the network were daunting, but Clara was determined to bring it down. She knew the stakes were high, not just for Ryan and Mia, but for countless other children who could be at risk. As they dug deeper, the team discovered that the toys were often modified to contain hidden cameras and tracking devices. This revelation was chilling, as it suggested a sinister motive behind the seemingly innocent playthings. Clara's team worked tirelessly, coordinating with international law enforcement agencies to share intelligence and gather evidence. The investigation had transformed into a race against time, as they aimed to shut down the operation before more children were exposed to potential harm. Clara made it a point to keep Ryan and Mia in the loop, understanding that their involvement in the campaign had made them unwitting stakeholders in this larger battle. She reassured them that their safety was a priority, and that the FBI was doing everything possible to protect children from these dangers. The kids were both anxious and excited, feeling a sense of responsibility as they learned more about the gravity of the situation. Through their investigation, Clara and her team not only sought to dismantle the trafficking network, but also aimed to educate parents and children about recognizing the signs of unsafe toys. As news of the operation spread, it became clear that Ryan and Mia's efforts were part of a much larger movement, paving the way for a safer environment for children everywhere. The stakes had never been higher, and the fight for safety was just beginning. As the sun rose on a crisp morning, Agent Clara Torres gathered her team for what promised to be a pivotal day. The atmosphere in the room was charged with anticipation. They had been working tirelessly to piece together the puzzle of the international trafficking network that had ensnared Ryan and his friends. Clara, ever the efficient leader, went over the final details of the operation. Everyone knew the stakes were high, and a single misstep could jeopardize the safety of countless children. They reviewed their roles, ensuring everyone was clear on their objectives. In the back of the room, Ryan and Mia sat, wide-eyed, absorbing the gravity of the situation. They had come a long way from the moment Ryan discovered the hidden camera in his toy. Now, they were on the verge of witnessing firsthand the efforts to dismantle a terrifying operation. Clara, sensing their nervous energy, took a moment to reassure them. "You both have shown incredible courage. Your awareness has already made a difference," she said, her tone warm yet firm. With a final round of preparations, Clara and her team set out, the weight of responsibility heavy on their shoulders. They knew they were not just fighting against a network. They were fighting for the safety of children everywhere. As they drove toward the target location, Clara couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The adrenaline coursing through her veins was both exhilarating and daunting, reminding her of the stakes involved. Meanwhile, Ryan and Mia exchanged glances, excitement mixing with apprehension. They had supported each other through this ordeal, and now they felt a sense of purpose. They were determined to contribute in any way they could, even if it meant staying close to the action. The day ahead held the promise of danger and the thrill of making a real difference. As they arrived at the site, a sense of urgency enveloped the team. Clara signaled for everyone to take their positions, and the countdown to the operation began. The moment was finally here, and everyone was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The operation commenced with a flurry of activity, but it quickly became evident that things were more complicated than anticipated. Clara's team had expected a straightforward raid, but as they infiltrated the warehouse, they encountered unexpected resistance. The traffickers were better organized and more aggressive than the intelligence reports had suggested. Clara's heart raced as she signaled for her team to adapt their plan. Ryan and Mia, positioned a safe distance away, watched with bated breath. They could feel the tension in the air, a mixture of fear and determination. It was one thing to hear about danger, it was another to witness it unfold in real time. The sight of agents working in tandem, communicating through hand signals, made them realize the gravity of the situation. These were real heroes, risking everything for the sake of children like them. As the chaos escalated, Clara found herself navigating through an unexpected maze of obstacles. The traffickers had set up traps and barricades, making it harder for the agents to advance. Clara's mind raced as she calculated their next moves, weighing the risks against the need to ensure the safety of her team. In the midst of the conflict, she felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility, not just for her agents, but also for Ryan and Mia. In a sudden turn of events, Ryan and Mia felt compelled to act. They had been quiet observers, but now they realized their knowledge about the toys and the traffickers could be invaluable. With a shared glance, They decided to move closer to gather more information, their resolve pushing them forward despite the risks. Their instincts kicked in, and they knew they had to do something to help. The situation was spiraling, and Clara's team struggled to maintain control. Just as it seemed like all hope was lost, the kids' unexpected intervention provided a crucial piece of information that shifted the tide. Their bravery in the face of danger became a turning point in the operation, illustrating that even the youngest among them could make a significant impact when it mattered most. With the dust settling from the operation, Clara and her team were left to process the aftermath. They had successfully apprehended several key players in the trafficking network, but a lingering unease hung in the air. It was a victory, certainly, but the battle was far from over. Clara couldn't shake the feeling that this was merely a temporary setback for a much larger operation. As she reviewed the intelligence gathered during the raid, a troubling lead surfaced. The name of Mr. Thompson had come up again, and Clara's heart sank. The thought that someone so familiar could be entangled in such a dark world was unsettling. Ryan and Mia, having witnessed the operation's conclusion, sensed the tension amongst the agents. They were filled with questions, their youthful curiosity battling with the grim reality they had just witnessed. What did Mr. Thompson have to do with all this? How could someone they had trusted be connected to something so sinister? The uncertainty loomed large. In the days that followed, as news of the operation spread, the community felt a mix of relief and anxiety. Parents were grateful for the action taken, but they were also left with lingering fears about who they could trust. Ryan and Mia, now more aware than ever, took it upon themselves to remain vigilant. They had seen firsthand how quickly things could escalate and wanted to ensure that no one else fell victim to danger. As Clara prepared for the next phase of the investigation, she knew that the fight for children's safety was far from over. The new lead about Mr. Thompson weighed heavily on her mind, and she understood that they were entering uncharted territory. The battle against exploitation and trafficking was complex, and each new revelation brought with it a host of uncertainties. The future was unclear, but one thing was certain: they would continue to fight, no matter the cost. As the sun sets over Springfield, Ryan and Mia stand together, the weight of their incredible journey hanging in the air. They've faced danger and uncovered secrets far beyond their years, but the thrill of victory is tempered by the uncertainty of what lies ahead. "Do you think Mr. Thompson really was involved?" Ryan asks, his brow furrowed in thought. Mia nods, her eyes filled with determination. "We have to keep our eyes open, Ryan. This isn't over." Meanwhile, Clara reflects on the investigation, aware that the web of deceit stretches deeper than they ever imagined. What if there are more like him out there, she muses, glancing back at the pair of young heroes. The world of children, once innocent and carefree, now feels shadowed by hidden threats. As the camera zooms out, we see Ryan and Mia sharing plans for a new awareness campaign, fueled by their passion for keeping their friends safe. The screen fades to black, but the question lingers in the air. What will they uncover next? In a world where danger hides in plain sight, how far would you go to protect those you love? Stay tuned, because the fight for justice is just beginning.
Disclaimer: this channel does not support or tolerate any form of discrimination, racism, prejudice, or violation of human rights. The stories presented here are original and created by the author with the aim of promoting reflection, awareness, and dialogue. All content is developed with respect for diversity and the dignity of all people.